everyone, this is Tracy from salontraining.com. I'm really happy with our next guest because I really don't know a whole lot about this person yet, but I've heard so many wonderful things from so many different people that I know. So I am really excited to talk to him and find out more about his company, Jack Winn Pro. And if you're new here to salontraining.com and you're seeing this on another group, which I'm going to be posting here in a few minutes, or if you're seeing this on YouTube a couple months later, we just thank you for being part of salontraining.com. It is an industry directory because I have been in the industry for a long time. I was so tired of being able to jump on this site and this site and this site and this site, which I think we should all be, but we wanted an all-in-one beauty industry directory so that you can find classes, really cool products, trainers, and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to jump into our special guest tonight, Jack Winn Pro. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are, what your company is?
Yeah, so my name is Jack Winn. I'm the CEO and founder here at Jack Winn Pro. We honestly started about 6 years ago, actually 6.5 years ago. And the first product that we launched was a lightener. Our first product was a brilliant lightener, lifts quickly, evenly, leaves the hair in incredible condition. And kind of through the force of the stylists who loved our original product, Brilliant Lightener, they're like, we wish you would make color too. And I had spent a lot of years formulating for some major brands, major companies that own a lot of different brands. And I had formulated a lot of oxidative dyes, hair color essentially. And so the lightener is the first thing I made for myself, and then a lot of things bloomed. But that was sort of fast forwarding really quick, Tracy. I'll give you a bit more background. I have been in the beauty industry through a lot of facets, and I'll kind of tell my background. I studied chemistry at UCLA, and then I went to cosmetology school. So it's a very interesting combo, a passion for having my hands in hair, but also a passion for chemistry. And so that kind of elevated my career into different directions. As much as I wanted to be behind the chair, I was getting tugged into the manufacturer side of the business to sort of be the voice of the hairdresser in the lab. And it's a really interesting position to be in. There's not a lot of stylists who also actually, let me first say, I think most stylists are kind of intuitive chemists, right? They start to learn what the products do, how the products react together, and they really have an understanding of chemistry without a formal education in chemistry. They become these intuitive chemists, and I love that so much. And it's unbelievable that I've had the opportunity to surround myself with those people, because they'll say
it can get us in trouble though sometimes too, right?
It can, but I still find more of the time stylists, through trial and error, have learned in an incredible way the reactions to anticipate. And they'll surprise me. They'll be like, I mixed this and this together, and this is the result I got. And my answer is always, well, we haven't done long-term testing on that, but now I want to, right? I want to actually validate that. So I derail. So anyways, stylist, chemist, worked in formulation, got to travel and educate, and really enjoyed this business until I launched my own product, and now I went from enjoying this business to just having such a passion for the business and improving the lives of stylists. So what that means to me, improving the lives of stylists, means that we made a really conscious decision when we launched our very first product. We said we will never sell to a distributor. It's just something I'll never do. And listen, when we were brand new, we were approached by distributors, and it just, for me, it didn't make sense, because I would rather spend the money on quality ingredients rather than make kind of a subpar product that then a national distributor buys, marks up, sells to a regional distributor. They buy and they mark it up. Then it gets sold to beauty supply, bought and marked up, and then finally bought by the hairdresser. So for us as the manufacturer at Jack Winn Pro, we really want to make the best quality product and sell that best quality product directly to the stylist. So very, very, very different than most than most pro beauty lines. We're sort of very dedicated to the licensed professional. So anyways, that's my background. I feel like you have more questions for me, and I have
lots, because I'm really excited about it, because I got to play with your lightener, and I've been in the beauty industry for 30 years. And not saying that I would never ever use any of the ones that I have before, because you still have your, but I was blown away by your lightener. And I have tested and played with so many, and I have not used very many. I've kept one or two, and now yours is probably my favorite. I can't say probably, it is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, because it's some pretty good stuff. And I'm just now learning about your company, and from other people that I'm meeting, that they're like, oh, I use that too. I use it too. I use it too. And I'm finding out that there's people that I know, and they're saying, Tracy, like, it is awesome. And I'm not just saying this because you're this is the first time we met in like 2 minutes before we went live, correct?
That is true.
We didn't even know what we were exactly talking about tonight. We're just, let's have some fun. I mean, we have a topic that we're going to get into in a few minutes, but for all the stylists that I've talked to, they all say the same thing about you. And they say he is really honestly for the hairdresser. He is not out to make a zillion dollars so that he can live somewhere else and never worry about hairdressers. He's a hairdresser, he's a chemist, and he's for us. And so I'm glad that you mentioned, some of that, because that's exactly what I'm hearing from.
Yeah, it's just different because we decided really quickly that we had to answer to one person, and that was the stylist, right? Instead of having to answer to the distributor or to the national distributor, the beauty supply, we really wanted our customer to be the stylist. And I feel like it's definitely a pivot from most pro hair care manufacturers. They get confused. Most of the time they see the distributor as their client, and then the end user that and this is not the way it used to be when I came into the industry, like in the early 2000s. I feel like manufacturers were more aware of the stylist, but like with the emergence of like the Amazons of the world, you're seeing pro hair care lines no longer call it diversion. They are actually hosting their own Amazon stores. So I feel that most pro beauty lines, and I apologize because I know that there's a lot of hairdressers who are still passionate for these companies. I won't name any names, but the company is no longer passionate about them. And it's a sad relationship to watch. It's like watching a messy divorce. Like where one person's still in love, but the other person isn't in love anymore. And so I feel like a lot of these other companies are passionate about their distributor, and they're passionate about their direct to consumer business, where they're getting that product directly to the hairdresser's client. And at Jack Winn Pro, we really know who our customer is. Our customer is the stylist, and that is who we are passionate about. In fact, the mission statement of our company is to improve the lives of stylists. And every time we sit down in front of our big old conference room table, and we've got a lot of home office people with degrees in marketing and finance and all of these things, and they start rumbling on an idea, someone in the room, if it's not me, it's another one of our leadership team, says to somebody with an idea, we say, okay, great, sounds like a great idea, but tell me how that improves the lives of stylists. Because I truly believe if we stick to our core mission, whether it's through bringing great education in person or online, whether it's through manufacturing a new product with incredible ingredients because it lets the hairdresser do their product, their service more effectively behind the chair, whether it's giving extra income to stylists, or whether it's developing a really tight community of stylists that support each other, those are sort of the four pillars that we talk the most about. It's incredible product, incredible education, community, and better business, better income for stylists. So we're kind of trying to see, hey, how does whatever idea we have at Jack Winn Pro fall under the category of how does it improve the lives of stylists? And I know today's subject is like, make more money behind the chair. So that definitely falls under one of our pillars of improving the lives of stylists, which is earn more. But the other three pillars to me are equally as important. And the one that's most important is the better product. Like going directly to the stylist, cutting the distributor out of the deal so we can spend more on ingredients and more on like quality product is the most important thing to me, because it's what matters, right? It's what really matters is that there's efficacy behind the chair. Now, education, community, and more income also matter in improving life styles, but we've got to really live product first. So I don't even know what the question was, and I just went on my tangent.
I do the same thing all the time.
Okay.
So I think hairdressers, we're so passionate about what we do, and it comes through, which is great. I'd rather have someone that's passionate than anything else. So yeah, our topic today is definitely about, and I think you guys do this, is how to earn more in the beauty industry without giving up more time, because a lot of us have to give up a lot of time, and we have families and we have, jobs and responsibilities outside of our work. So how does your company help with that?
Yeah, it's amazing. So it leads me to want to say something first. It's likely a hairdresser invited you to watch this. You could be watching on the replay. Somebody sent you this link and said, check this out. Make sure that if you get passionate or curious and you want to know more about things we talk about, talk to that person that invited you to this video, because that person is going to get a referral commission. So we don't pay non-licensed salespeople to show up and interrupt you while you're behind the chair with your client, right? We only give referral commissions to licensed professionals for referring to other licensed professionals. So, I mean, to answer your question in the most direct way, there's a licensed professional. You're probably seeing this because they shared the video with you. If it's not Tracy or one of the other several thousand Jack Winn Pro associates that want to kind of bring you into the fold and show you a product that's awesome and get a referral commission. Now, that's one way to earn with Jack Winn Pro. And that is only about 10% of the stylists who use our product actually refer other stylists. That's not why people choose us. People choose us because of better product. Now, the number one reason why people choose us is because we're never on Amazon or sold anywhere besides our site. So what's interesting is when you become a Jack Winn Pro associate, when you're a stylist who's chosen to take the leap, try our products, you get given a website. So it would be like jackwinpro.com/Tracy, right? I don't actually know what your website's name is, but I'm just throwing that out there. She would get a unique website, one she can send other stylists to, and then she gets one that she can send her clients to. And when her clients purchase off of that site, she gets between 35% and 50% commission. So it kind of scales up. Like if you only sell 3 or 4 products, it's going to be 35. And then once you've sold like more than 16 products in a month, every product you've sold, including the first 16, you get that salon owner level commission. The same as like if a salon owner bought it for $15 and sold it for 30, you're getting that piece. And so what's really amazing is you're watching independent stylists choose to not have to deal with inventory anymore, because they're just able to send their clients right to their site, have their client purchase from their site, gets shipped right to their client's house. They don't have to deal with sales tax, which is such a headache for an independent stylist. They don't have to deal with having the product sit on their shelves instead of the money in their bank account, right? So when you order retail, you're taking money out of your bank account and that money's sitting on your shelf. Instead of it's the opposite. Your client orders and then money gets put in your bank account, and you never had that gap.
Talk
So
about
that's why
time.
people choose us.
That's
Usually.
a really big time saver as an owner. In previous years, I knew like that took up a lot of time just doing the inventory alone. And I know still some salon owners that don't, order in, they actually go shopping for other products. That's a waste of time. So
Yeah. And it's also like I think about the shadow like effect of driving the beauty supply, wasting gas, like the impulse buys at the register that you don't actually need. Like, are you making money off retail in a situation like that? Or is just simply the supply house making money? And so Jack Winn Pro takes all of that out of the mix. There's no driving there. There's no wasting time, like reconciling sales tax. We have a big, massive computer that does that on your behalf and pays it immediately. So it's interesting, like, because retail is preached by manufacturers as such an income earner for stylists, and it is with Jack Winn Pro. But no one actually talks about those other things that stylists are taking from their core business. And so we take that burden off the stylist completely. And it's very cute. Like, I think that in people's first like month using the product, they'll be telling a client about that and they'll be like, oh, let me see if I can find it online. And they just wait and they watch their client search for it. And then they're like, oh, I have to give you my website for you to find it online. And the client's like, oh, great, thank you. And clients love it because they're so used to buying online, right? So they're getting that like online shopping, like appetizer quenched, but the money is going to the stylist. It's just, it's very different. It's something that is really changing the industry. It's keeping me busy for sure.
I bet your company has a lot of really cool things that they offer for their stylists too. You guys are at a retreat in Florida right at the moment, right?
Yeah, we just got done with our leadership retreat here at the West End in Tampa. Brought people who've built a team of stylists. This was really focused on people who've referred several stylists, and brought a team. We've just had way too much fun, a lot of hugs, a lot of tears, a lot of great education, just some incredible stuff. So I can't believe my team booked me to do this after 3 days of public speaking. This is my last hour of public speaking of the day, but you can tell that I'm still full of energy and I'm still excited about it, because nothing gets me more excited than being able to have these conversations and help the stylist that sent you this video, help them share that message, because they're passionate about it.
Right, that's great. And we talk about this all the time, is the people need the products, as far as everybody needs shampoo, everybody needs conditioner, and of course we can go down that rabbit hole, but there are stylists that are still afraid to recommend products to people and recommend products to their clients, when in reality these clients, I mean, we know what we use on our hair, we know that it works better for them. I mean, we all know that in this industry. So just recommending something to them and being that they can be at home and shop on their phone, I think is awesome.
It's interesting, because I think that most people, when they start using Jack Winn Pro, they fall in love with the color, and then next they start earning, like, by selling to their clients that are in their chair.
Mhm.
And then we kind of forget about that shadow population of clients, like friends and family in other states, who ask us for hair advice, even though we're not their stylist. And then their income really starts to explode when they realize, oh, I'm going to give people advice and send them the link to get the product. And so sorry, my little dog is in my
I was
lap.
just gonna say, is that a dog? Nice.
Sorry.
What kind of dog?
He's a Frenchie. I'll show you him real quick. Sam.
Oh, cute.
He's been without me all day in this hotel room, so he was just ready to be in my lap.
Nice.
No, so people really start earning from that shadow population of clients that they weren't being paid for giving them advice in the past, and now here's this opportunity. And if we think about, like, the products that we know are great for people, we can't help but tell somebody in the grocery store line, right? Like, so it's very interesting to watch stylists go from working 5 days a week behind the chair to working 4 days a week, because their income has increased so much. They have more time with their family. They're mentoring stylists that they introduced Jack Winn Pro to, and helping those stylists sell retail and learn. So it's just this incredible community that's really lifting each other up and supporting each other. It's very much my favorite part of what we do at Jack Winn Pro.
Great. Can we talk before we end here about two different things? We have to talk about your lightener, because isn't that what you really started with? And that's what I fell in love with when she gave me all these products. I liked a lot of them, but man, that lightener, that's smooth. It goes.
Well, here's the story about the lightener.
Okay.
I think when you use pharmaceutical grade level 4 ingredients in any product, you're going to have better results. The hair is going to be in better condition. It's going to lift more evenly, lift quickly. The thing about lightener is, when you use a lightener with these like really high quality ingredients, you can do a side-by-side test. You take lightener in 20 volume that you've been using, and then you take the Jack Winn Pro Brilliant and our 20 volume, and you can put them in the full highlight right next to each other up the nape of the neck, and just do a few packets of each. Continue with whichever one you want to continue with. It doesn't matter to me. And then when you rinse it, you can look at the difference between those two lighteners. And I don't think you've ever heard the CEO of another beauty company say, put them next to mine and see. And so I'm saying that to you because you'll really see the difference when a company invests in quality ingredients. Now, that's why everyone falls in love with our lightener, right? But 6in from Envelop for gray coverage, if you do a half a head with 6in from Envelop and then a half of a head with any other beauty line, they're both going to cover gray hair, right? It takes using Envelop because you use my 6in or any other major brands, I'm not going to name names, we're both going to do a good job of covering the hair. We'll probably both leave the hair in great condition and shiny, right? But it's the year from now when that client's hair is healthier because it's growing out of the scalp healthier, because it was less irritating to the scalp. Now, usually hair color, people don't notice the irritation with hair color. Sometimes they're itchy or tingly if they have some sort of allergy. But there's always a little irritation, and it stresses the scalp, it stresses the hair, right? When you use better quality ingredients that stress the scalp less, that stress the hair less, the hair's thicker, fuller, and there's better long-term results. But nobody sees that after one use. They just see the grays covered and they're like, my gray was covered before. This is good. Sure, it's good. But a year from now, when your clients are coming back and their hair is in better condition, their scalp is in better condition, that's when you know those high quality ingredients and say the permanent hair color, right? But the lightener, you see it immediately, right? Because other lighteners maybe aren't lifting as quickly, maybe aren't leaving the hairs in good of condition. But I'll tell you that high quality ingredient, we're using the same level of ingredient in all of the products that we manufacture. It's just some you don't see the same immediacy results. The results are over time, like in how they impact the hair, if that makes sense.
It does, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I can say that because I've been playing with the lightener when she gave it to me, and now I just signed up to because I definitely need more of it. It's great. Okay, so last thing I want to talk to you about is you guys are going to be, not you personally, I don't think, you're sending a few of your team members, I believe, to the Pennsylvania Beauty Pros Expo. They're going to be there, correct?
Well, so this is what's really interesting is that there's 4 Jack Winn Pro associates that got together and they decided to get a booth at the beauty. So this is something they're doing on their own. And I said, you know, I'll support you with my knowledge and my advice on how to do this. But really, it's them choosing to do it because they want to go out and share. And that's and sometimes Jack Winn Pro as a company is at hair shows, and sometimes it's a group of stylists that just chose to do it on their own. And so this is all very exciting to me to watch them growing their community, and those four awesome ladies are coming together to share, and it's just a choice that they've made, which I think is really different, really cool. And again, instead of like a distributor or like a non-licensed salesperson or like some VP of sales and some distributor reaping the profits of being at a show, it's these stylists. They're choosing to go and do their thing and choosing to connect with other stylists. I mean, this sets my heart on fire. And so that's why I say, like, the person who introduced you to this video or this conversation, have a conversation with them because they care so much, like in such a tremendous way. Sorry, I don't know if that was your question.
They do. I can see it on just the people that I'm meeting of how much that they tell me of, like, listen, whenever a company says they're really for the stylist, this guy is really for the stylist, no joke. And you can see it with their messages. You can see it when I'm talking to them, I'm interviewing them, talking to them like about being at the show, and they're they love it. They love your company. And this video is not just to say like, okay, you're the best in the world and no one else isn't. This video is to say that there's a company that really believes in supporting the stylist, and that's, you guys definitely have proven that.
Oh, and we're definitely doing something different, and it's not right for everyone, right? Like, we're about the stylist that like wants to use a better product, wants to continue their education, wants to help and be there for other stylists. And there are stylists that are like the cool kid who want to be like brought on as an educator for the super cool company, and they want to be chosen not based upon like their skill or they want to be chosen like based upon their exclusivity cool factor. That is not our brand. Our brand is not about like the nepotism of like, I'm Jack and I've picked you and you are my new person. Listen, it doesn't matter to me if you are 20 and just out of school and you're passionate about sharing and you go out and share with a bunch of stylists. You can zoom your way to the top. Or if you're 65 and you've been doing this for 45 years and you've built relationships across the United States with stylists because you moved with your husband every 2 years because he was in the military. I mean, whatever the story is, I actually know somebody's story that's like that. And she was approaching retirement age and she has a new fire for the industry. Like, she's now built a team of younger hairdressers that she helps every single day. And she's like, I'm making more this year, not behind the chair, than I made in 45 years behind the chair. And I'm only working 1 day a week because of all the stylists I get to mentor with Jack Winn Pro. And it's just like, it's so cool seeing like all of these different things. And, you know, and she's actually really the girl I'm talking about, like she's probably watching, she's like, Jack, don't say I'm not cool, right? Like, but it's cool at any age, any stage, like it's what's right for you, right? Like, and that's what's so incredible. Like, I know another girl whose story I probably don't have permission to tell, but she got, and I'm not going to say her name, but she got unexpectedly pregnant, and she decided to just run with teaching people online over Facebook, Instagram about her passion for Jack Winn Pro, how much it's using. And in the 9 months that she was pregnant, by the time her baby was born, she was making more money, like through referring other stylists and selling retail online than she was making behind the chair. And she got to spend every day at home with her kid after her kid was born, right? Like, so it's, and listen, like I said, 90% of stylists, they're loving the product. It's making their clients' hair better. They're selling some retail, earning some money through retail. And that's what they're passionate about, right? We're not only for the stylist who wants to go out and refer a bunch of people, because that doesn't work, right? You've got to have the person who wants to be behind the chair and use incredible product every day too. These are just really super cool stories to tell, right? So yeah, this is what we're passionate about. What's so cool.
All right. Well, to recap for those that are just maybe jumping on late and want to watch the replay or whatever. So our topic tonight was about Jack Winn Pro and the company, but it was also how to save some time and while you're earning different money. And you heard Jack talk about different things that you can refer different stylists to the program. And by doing so, you get rewarded financially. And it takes you 2 minutes maybe to tell a story about, like literally I had someone tell me about it, and it was probably about a 2-minute conversation because we were packing up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna, so you can make money off of off of that way. You can also, like we said about the orders, when your guests are in the salon, they do want to be ordering at home sometimes. And if they're out of the shampoo that you have on your shelf and they're not coming in particularly to get it, they could be sitting in their bed on their phone and just order, and it comes right to the house. So you have less inventory, which means less time for you. I think that's brilliant. And I also love the fact that whenever you talk about saving time, the lightener, when I use the lightener, it definitely saved me time applying, because it goes on so incredibly smooth. So we talked about 3 different things already with saving time, and time is the most important thing that I think we all have,
For sure.
So
yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. And I can tell at Salon Training your passion is to improve the lives of stylists, and so it's really fun when I get to chat with someone who has that same like drive to improve the lives of stylists that we have at Jack Winn Pro. So it's been really awesome.
Well, great. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll be in Florida with you guys next year.
Yeah, no, I'd love it.
So you guys have a great day. Good night, everybody. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.